fine without, okay? So if everyone can find themselves in a comfy position where you can see your screen. So we're going to have our feet about hip width apart. Remember to think about spreading the toes and spreading the weight bearing through the feet. So we're evenly sort of sinking into the floor. Keep the knees soft. Engage your pubic bone to your tummy button. So that's our lower core that stabilizes our back and through our pelvis. We're opening our collarbones and we're distancing the shoulders from our ears to start with, and the crown of the head, the back of the neck. Feel like you're lengthening the back of the neck to stand up nice and tall. And we're going to start with toy soldier. So take the right arm up to start with. Yeah. And from here, we're going to just then pass at shoulder height and open across the shoulders. Make sure you're engaging that pubic bone to your navel so that we don't poke our tummies out as the arms are crossing and moving. Okay. Just warming up the shoulders, stretching across the front of the chest. And when you're ready, you can start to lift the heels. So lift the heels as one arm comes up. Lift the heels as one arm comes down. Lift the heels as one arm comes up. Lower the heels, sorry, as the other arm comes down. Okay, so you'll be going up with one arm up and down with the other. If lifting the heels is a bit much, just press through the toes. Just to change and mix it up a little bit, just press through the toes. And next time you pass shoulder height, standing at shoulder height here, widen the feet a little bit, soften the knees, and we're going for a full circle on the left-hand side. So try watching your left fingertips and draw a full circle around and behind you, down on the floor and back up again. And keep going with that left 4 circles. So that's 2, 3, and 4, and change to the right side. Watch those fingertips going behind you and above you. 2, 3. Remember, pubic bone to navel, don't poke your tummy out. 4, and alternate for 4 now. So left side, right. Keep the breathing soft. One more on the left and one more on the right. Good. Bring those arms up. Bring the elbows into our side. Turn the palms up and take the hands out to the side with our dumb waiter. So we're coming out to the side and make sure the elbows stay tucked in. And it's important to open your collarbone. Breathe out as we go out and in as we come in. As you breathe out and take the hands out to the side, drop those shoulders from those ears, please. And sink the shoulder blades gently down your back. One more. 4. Exhale. 3. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Inhale. Exhale. Last 1. Inhale. Okay, arms up again. Back into this position. Bow and arrow. So imagine you're drawing that bow back. Yeah. And then coming forwards with the arms. This is a little bit of mobility work around your upper spine. And forwards. Okay. Draw that bow back. And then come forwards. Draw the bow back, open at the chest and come forwards. 2 more. And the last one, we're going to fully open. So draw the bow back, open the hand, yep, and close back down again. A couple of those. Draw the bow back, open at the elbow, so you're rotated through the upper back. Come back wide to the center. Draw your bow, straighten the elbow, full circle back. Last one on that side. Draw the bow, open the elbow, full circle back. Change to the other side. Pull the bow back and then forwards. Pull the bow back and come forward. 3 more. 4, 5. Try and reach forwards with the fingers that are left in front of you. 6. Next time you're bringing the bow back, straighten the elbow again. So draw that bow back, open the elbow, so we're open across that chest, and then draw the hands back to the center. Well done. Draw the bow back. Inhale and open out through the arms. Exhale back to the center. Breath in, then exhale and draw. Inhale and open. Exhale back. Last 2. Exhale back. Inhale. Well done. Let the arms hang down and just circle those shoulders and loosen them up a little bit. Okay, we're going to spread our feet. Feet pointing out of the hip width, so outer hip width, a little bit wider. Your feet should be going off to about 11 and 1 sort of direction on a clock face. And remember, we're opening from the top of those hips. So you're trying to think about taking the inner thighs outwards as we come down into our squat. Yeah, so when you're ready, just soften the arms in front of yourself. Think about turning those inner thighs outwards and bringing yourself down into that squat. 2, good. And really draw that connection in. 3, especially as you come up. Exhale as you go down. Draw that pubic bone to your navel as you press up. Exhale as you go down. Inhale and draw that pubic bone to your navel as you press up. Exhale. Inhale. 1. Exhale. Inhale. Bring the arms in. Up as we come up. Yep. And down as we come down. Inhale as we come up. Exhale as we come down. Good. Inhale, press through those feet. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Make sure your tummies are not poking out. Draw that pubic bone to navel as you come up. That keeps us stable here. And inhale to come down. Last one. Exhale. Inhale. Okay. Let's introduce our heel raise again or toe press. So try and keep the arms going if we can. So we're either going to lift the heels or we're just going to press through the toes. So we're going to come down into our squat. Press through the toes. Lift the heels if you can. Press down through the heels and come up. Okay, so down into that squat, lift the heels onto your tiptoes, keep your balance, and then press the heels down as we come up. Well done. If you find your rhythm, keep going. Lift the heels or just press the toes down and up. If you're able, we're going to hover for the next one. Lift the heels and hold it there for 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press and stand up. Well done. Same again. Back down again. Lift those heels. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press through the heels and stand up. Good. 3 more. Back down. Lift those heels. Working through the calf muscles as well. Connect that pubic bone to your navel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press down and come up. Last 2. Down into that squat. Lift the heels. Press through the toes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And come up. Quads should be starting to warm up. Last one. Thigh muscles. Down into your squat. Lift the heels. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Press up. Excellent. Keep those feet nice and wide. Drop the left hand down to your side and the right hand comes over. And we're stretching through the left side of that, right side of your trunk. Again, pubic bone to navel. Keeps you upright rather than tipping forwards. Over to that side. Take a breath in. As you exhale, bring yourself back to the center and allow the left arm to float up. Right arm goes down. Bring the left arm up to your ear and take yourself over. Reaching for that light switch that's just above your left fingertips. Breath in. Exhale. Long exhale. Float the right arm back up. Float the left arm down. And think about reaching as well. Make sure your right foot is pressed into the floor. So you're not on your tiptoes on this one. So right foot's pressed down to the floor, pubic bone is attached to your navel, and then you're reaching for that light switch. Breath in, long breath out. And back down to the other side. Last one. Press through that left foot. Draw in through your core. Reach through that. Okay. Well done. Right. If you can just watch me for a second, because those of you that can, we're going to do a roll down. And for those of you that can, when it comes to the time to go onto the mat, if you would like to come down onto the mat and walk your hands out and stay in that pike position, yep, and push your hips back, then please do, and I'll go through that with you, okay? Everybody else, after we've done the roll down, it's then time to be either on your hands and knees or on your back. Okay, for this roll down today, we're going to try and hover above the floor for the first 3. So think about opening the chest to start, dropping your chin forwards. As you roll down, Jenny, modified roll down for you. I'll come back to you, Jenny, if you can't remember. As you roll down, I'd like you to try and have your hands about 2 inches off the floor. So think of hanging like a rag doll. Hands are 2 inches off the floor, either with the knees straight, if you can manage it, or the knees bent. Take your breath in and breath out there, and then peel yourself back up again. And if you do that twice, please, I'm just going to check with Jenny for something. So Jenny, for yours, we're coming into that, drawing that pubic bone to your navel, sliding your hands down your thighs, just above your knees, and we're tucking in that tailbone and then poking your tailbone out, okay, and dropping your tummy button to the floor. So tucking in those hips and your tailbone, and then untucking and pushing your hips forward. Okay, tucking in that tailbone, can you see that? And then pushing the hips forward, okay? So for those of you in the roll down, maybe you're on your second, maybe your third, coming down like that rag doll, keeping the knees straight if you can, and just hanging about 2 inches off the mat. Bending the knees if you need to maintain that position. And coming back up. Make the next one your last one. and I'm going to go into a pike, and everybody else can either work their way into 4-point, that's hands and knees, or onto your back. Make yourself comfy on your back. So if you're working out into a pike position, soften the knees until your hands are towards the floor. Draw the pubic bone into your navel. Work your hands forward towards the top of the mat. Stay in this triangle shape. Spread your 10 fingers and thumbs. Gently press the heels down to the mat and push your hips backwards. Okay. Feel that stretch through the back of the legs. And then when you're ready, again, it's important to draw your pubic bone into your navel. Drop yourself down to your knee. Okay. Right, I'm just going to take the book out on my tripod. Okay, if you're on 4-point, then we need to go through a cat pose, cow pose, child's pose. Yeah. So cat, cow, child on 4 points to mobilize that lower spine. And make sure your weight bearing through the length of those shins and not your kneecaps. If you're on your back, we're going to mobilize our spine as well. And we're going to do that by gently bringing one knee into the chest. Keeping the other foot on the mat. Then when you're ready, bring the second knee in. And then place the first foot back on the mat. And keep that other knee back into the chest. Okay. Place that foot down on the mat. Sequence this time. Bring this knee into the chest first. Remember, gaze should be straight up at the ceiling. We're not looking backwards, straight up at the ceiling. Bring the second knee into your chest. And then place the first foot back down on the mat. And the second foot back down on the mat. So cat, cow, child's pose. One knee into your chest. Second knee into your chest if you can. Good, that looks good, everyone. With your child's pose, bring your feet together, keep your knees wide. Well done. Just going to let you work through that once more. Okay, if you're on all fours, you're going to be bringing our knees to our chest. So think about having your hands, your fingers, sorry, nice and wide, weight bearing through the length of those shins. Draw your pubic bone to your navel. Bring your left knee towards your nose or even just to the space between your hands. And then extend out through that hip and keep that length. Knee comes forward to the space between the hands towards the nose and extends out behind you. You can do 6 on the left and 6 on the right, or 8 if you want to. And on our back, so similar exercise, just inverted. We're going to keep the left foot on the mat. Bring your right knee into your chest. Okay. Then press the right leg away. Draw your pubic bone to your navel. Bring that right knee back into your chest. Then press that heel away. Bring your right knee back into your chest. Exhale and press the leg away. Inhale back in. Exhale back out. Inhale back in. Exhale back out. Last one on the right. Inhale back in. Exhale back out. Place the right foot down onto the mat. Bring your left knee loosely into your chest. Inhale. Exhale as you press the leg away. Inhale as you come in. Exhale as you press the leg away. Inhale as you come in. Exhale exhale as you press the leg away. So if you're on your back, 3 more on that left side. Those of you in 4 points, we've done knee to nose, we've done hip extension. We're now going to try some Supermans. So for this, take the right fingers forwards, the left toes back. Think about that length. Spread the left fingers. What did I say? Right fingers forward, left toes back, spread the left fingers on the mat. Draw pubic bone to navel, exhale and lengthen. Okay, inhale and tap down. Exhale and lengthen. Inhale and tap down. Exhale and lengthen. Inhale and tap down. Exhale and lengthen. Try 4 more, so that's 8 on one side and 8 on the opposite side. On our backs, we are doing like a tabletop dead bug. So you either put the left leg into tabletop or you keep the left foot on the mat. All right. So let's start with the left foot on the mat, right leg in tabletop, arms up above us. The left arm's going to go back, the right leg's going to press out. We're going to inhale and bring them back to that starting position. So think about, unfortunately, a dead bug on its back, and its opposite arms and legs are moving away from each other. Now, the higher you press the leg up and the less you take the arm back, the easier it is. So find the level that's for you. Whether you want to slightly lower the arms and the legs or keep them high. If you want to do double tabletop, you can try lifting that left foot into tabletop. Draw that pubic bone to navel as you take the arms and legs away. If you're 4 points, make sure you're lengthening as you reach your fingertips and your toes before you lift. 1 more on your backs. Well done. And then this time, either place the right foot on the mat or leave it in tabletop and take the fingertips and the toes away from each other. Draw that pubic bone to your navel as you bring them back in. Exhale, pubic bone to navel as you take them away. Pubic bone to navel as you come back in. Pubic bone to navel as you go away. Pubic bone to navel as you come back in. On to 4 points again. If you're on 4 points, make the next one on your left finger's right leg the last one. And we're going to do some hip abductions this time. So spread those 10 fingers, extend the left leg, slide those toes out behind you. Bring that left foot out to the side as far as you can, then lift up. That will really work the outside of your bottom muscles. Keep it at hip height as you bring it back into the center and then lower back down. Slide those left toes out to the side. So bringing that leg round to the side, lift, keep it at hip height as you bring it back to the center and place it back down. Draw that pubic bone to your navel, slide round to the side, lift up, keep it level with the hip as you come back to the and down. See if you can manage 8. Slide out to the side, lift, exhale, bring it back to the center and pop back down. 8 on that side. Okay. Back onto the people on our backs. So we need to work our hip abductors as well. So we are going to bring the right leg to tabletop and the left leg to tabletop. And we're going to take our knees apart. Heels stay together, knees come apart. Inhale, bring the knees back together again. Exhale, draw the knees apart. So you're opening both pages of the book. Bring the knees back together again. Exhale, take both knees apart. Inhale, bring them back together again. If that's a bit much, Come into your bridge position onto your tiptoes, so lift your heels and take the knees apart and then close the knees back together. Draw that pubic bone to your navel as you come apart and bring your knees back together. So open the pages of that book and draw in that pubic bone to your navel as you come back together. Those of you on 4 point, probably coming onto the right side now. Okay, so we're extending those right toes round to the side. I'm hitting the wall. Lifting up, and it's important to try and keep that height. Don't let the leg drop down as you come back to the center. Tap the toes back down. Slide it out to the side. Keep that pubic bone to your navel and lift. And keep it at hip height as it comes back to the center. And then lower back. And when you've finished your 8 on that side, just bring yourself back into child's pose. And this time, place your left hand on top of your right hand. Place the left hand back when you've done that. And your right hand on top of your left. Okay. You're opening that book. Well done. Bring both knees into your chest if you've opened the book. Okay, well done everyone. Great, okay, super, right. Give yourselves a rest for a second. I think we might come into sitting. I'm going to come back to what we were going to do. Let's come into sitting. So whether you would like to kneel, so you can do high kneeling in this position. You can sit in a zigzag position, or you can sit on a chair. If you sit in the zigzag, you want the sole of your left foot resting on your right thigh. Yep. And let people get settled. Yep. Okay, so we've got the sole of our left foot resting onto our right thigh, or if you're sitting on a chair, think about opening up those chests, separating the collarbones. Okay. Arms are resting down by our sides. Yeah. Bring that left arm up to your ear. Okay. Slide away with the right fingers. You want to slide down your side of your chair on the right side. Lower the elbow, and we're reaching over to the side. Okay, press through that palm. Bring yourself back up. Place the left hand down. Float the right arm up. Slide the left hand away. You're not going to go as far. Oh, you'll go further actually this time. Drop the elbow down and reach over to the side. Okay. And come back to the center. For those of you sitting on the floor, swap your feet round. If you're in the chair, you don't need to do anything. But if you're on the floor, you've now got the other sole of your foot against the inner thigh. Same again, we're going to float up the left arm, slide the right hand away, drop the right elbow down to the mat, and reach over to the side. Come back up to the center, press through that palm. Take the left hand down, bring the right arm up, slide that left arm away, drop the elbow down, and we're sliding over to the side. and come back to the center. Okay, let's go down onto our side. So if you're on whatever side you're on, come down to that side. If you're in the chair, you can stay in the chair if you want to. We're going to do some clam exercises. Gaynor, I saw you've got the band there. If you're staying in the chair, Gaynor, pop the band around your knees, or if you want to come down onto your side, come down onto your side. I wasn't going to use, I'm not using the band on the mat, just if Gaynor staying in the chair. Right, down on our side. First of all, place your upper hand behind the back of your head. Yep. And looking up at the ceiling, keep the knees together at the front of the mat and allow the upper elbow to rotate behind you. So you're taking that elbow towards the floor. Keep your gaze directly up at the ceiling. Bring the elbows back together. And once more, take those elbows apart. Take the elbows apart. Keep separating the elbows. And come back to the center. Okay, rest your head down. Place the front hand in front of you on the floor. Lengthen the top leg just above hip height. And we're going to draw some clockwise circles. So small circles clockwise. Five, 6, 8, 9, 10. Anti-clockwise. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend that knee. Dana, you're going to do pulses out against your band. So bend that knee. Keep your knee and hip at the same height. And we're going to open that hip. So bring that knee higher up. Gaynor, you take your knees apart against the resistance of the band. So open that top knee, and we're opening from the upper hip. Just let it drop an inch or two. Open the top knee, drop an inch or two. Open the top knee, drop an inch. Open and close. So Gaynor, that's it. Take that leg out to the side against the resistance of the band. Now take that knee as high as you can and hold it there for 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Heels come up to meet the other heel. Good. Drop the knee to the knee and open up the top knee. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Keep those heels squeezed together. 3, 2, 1. Well done. Drop the feet down. Drop the heels down. Okay, so let's scoot to the other side or onto your back, whichever you prefer. And then we're going to come onto our back with a bit more ball work at the end. Just come a bit more deep. So come onto your other side. And then you work the other leg now. Starting with that top leg, nice and long. Front knee bent up in front of you. Top leg nice and long. Clockwise circles, about the size of a football. 10, 9, 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Anti-clockwise circles. 10, 9. Keep that length. Point those toes. Draw that pubic bone into your navel. 8, 7, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Keeping above that hip height. Bend your knee. So your knee and hip are now hovering above hip height. And now we're going to open that knee further. Open at the hip. So roll that hip outwards. And then roll the hip inwards. So the hip and knee are level. Roll the hip outwards so the knee rises. And then roll back inwards. Roll the hip outwards. So the knee will come up by about probably 4 inches, maybe 5 inches. It's not a big movement. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep those muscles going. 9. Open that hip and hold it for 10. Really work that glute muscle, okay? 10, 9. Keep the breathing relaxed if it's starting to tense up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Drop those heels to heels. Take the knee to the knee. You can either open the knee up and squeeze the heels together, or lift the heels and open the knee up and squeeze the heels together. For the last 10. 9. You've either got the heels squeezed together in the air, or you've got the heels squeezed together on the mat. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Keep going. Last little bit of side of the hip work. 2, and 1. Well done. And rest down. And we forgot to open up to start with. So rest that hand behind the crown of your head. Fingers are linked, elbows are closing together. And then open the top elbow. Take your gaze straight up to the ceiling. And open that elbow as far as you can. So it's moving out to your peripheral vision. Okay. Bring the elbows back together. And then once more. Take those elbows apart. Leave one elbow on the mat. Take the other elbow out behind you. And your gaze goes straight up to the ceiling. And come back onto the mat. Now we need our ball and we're on our backs. Okay. Cool. Our ball, we're on our backs. If you've got it to hand and you're ready to start, place it between your knees and do some pulses against the ball. Hands out to the side, feet on the mat. And let's do 10 pulses whilst we all get into position. So 10 pulses, so gently squeezing through that ball and then releasing. Squeezing and releasing. Draw that pubic bone to your navel as you squeeze and then release. 4, 5, 6, 7, a little visitor, 8, 9, 10. Keep that gentle squeeze on the ball, about 40% effort, and start to lift the hips. Keep the shoulders on the mat, lift the hips, keep that gentle squeeze on the ball. And then keep that squeeze on the ball as you come down. Okay. Release it if you need to. Squeeze on the ball, connection between pubic bone and navel, lift the hips, and remember we're lengthening those thigh bones. So think about growing those thigh bones as long as you can and taking your knees towards your toes and then lowering back down. Okay, squeeze on the ball again, lift the hips, try and get those feeling that those knees are tracking down towards your toes and your breastbone stays soft. And back down, last two. Release the pressure, take up the slack from your ball, squeeze into those knees. Anna, as you haven't got a ball, don't worry about the squeeze, just keep the legs parallel. Okay, and lengthen through those thigh bones, trying to get your knees to feel as though they're heading towards your toes. And back down, and last one coming up. Take the slack off the ball, squeeze, lift the hips, reach the length of those thigh bones forwards. And we're going to hold it there for 5 if you can. So draw that pubic bone to your navel, press evenly through the feet, lengthen your thigh bones, and hold for 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly come down. Might do that one again, actually. Let's hold for another 5. Let's squeeze, lift, draw pubic bone to navel, lengthen your thigh bones. Hold for 5 if you can. Drop down after 2 or 3 if you need to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And bring those hips back down. Well done. Okay, keep the ball being squeezed, and we're going to take the knees off to the side. So allow your right foot to lift as you squeeze the ball between your knees, and both legs are moving to your left-hand side. Okay, so the right foot comes off the floor, the knees keep the squeeze on the ball. Stabilize, so bring that pubic bone to your navel, bring the legs back through the center until your right foot goes onto the mat. Now keep moving to the right hand side, lift the left foot off the mat, keep the ball squeezing between the knees and use those lower tummy muscles as you take the legs as far as you can control to the right hand side. Exhale, draw the pubic bone to your navel, come back through the center, keep moving, lift the right foot, keep the knees squeezing together, and take the ball to the left hand side. Same again, draw that pubic bone to your navel to support the weight of the legs going back to the center. As the ball goes off to the right, lift your left foot. Draw that pubic bone to your navel to support your weight of your leg. Come back to the center. Right, let's join a few bits with arms and legs. So arms up above us. Last little bit of effort. So let's bring ourselves into bridge. Take the arms behind us. And now we're going to draw circles around the side. So do a semicircle with your arms coming out to the side as they come down to your thighs. And then lower your hips down, lift the arms back up above your shoulders. So lift the hips, gently squeeze the ball. Take the arms over your head. Draw a semicircle. So the arms are coming from 12 o'clock, past the 1/4 and the 1/4 down to 6 o'clock to meet together at your hips. And then the hips go down as the arms come up. Back up again. Hips come up, arms go over your head towards 12 o'clock. Like the arms of a clock face, they run round full circle, half circle, down to 6 o'clock. And then you lower the hips as you bring them up above the shoulders. Okay. Last two, press through the feet, lift the hips, take the arms up to 12 o'clock, sorry. And then take them round the calf of the clock face until the arms are pointing down at 6 o'clock. And then you lower the hips as you bring the arms back up above your shoulders. Last one coming up. Press into those feet. Lift the hips. Take the arms back to 12 o'clock. Hover them off the floor. Sweep around the half of the clock face until the arms are pointing down at 6 o'clock. And then lower the hips as the arms come back up. And relax down. Well done. Okay, you can take the ball out between the knees. And we've done quite a lot of hamstring and glutes work there. So we're just going to stretch our hamstrings before we finish. So place your hands behind the back of your thigh, close to the knee. Bring that knee just in past your hips. And then straighten that knee as best you can. And pull those toes down towards you. Pull those toes down towards you. Straighten that knee as best you can. Push that heel up to the ceiling. Push through the heel. We're trying to connect that heel to the ceiling. And support the weight of your legs with your hands. Gaze is straight up at the ceiling as well, not over our head. Okay, well done. If you can place the ankle of your left foot onto your right thigh, then put both your hands onto your left knee and push that left knee away from you. Yeah. So you've created a figure 4. Well done. And then bring that left knee back into the center and place the left foot back down. This time the right side. So place your hands behind the right thigh, somewhere sort of middle back of the knee, somewhere around there, just below the back of the knee. Press that right heel up to the ceiling. Pull those right toes down towards you. And try and straighten that knee. Good. Relax the right knee. Place the outside of the right ankle resting onto your left thigh. And gently press the right knee away. Then bring that right knee back into the center and place your right foot on the mat. Okay, it's time to come up from the mat. So whatever way is best for you, I'm going to do a roll up. So if you want to join me with a roll up, great. If you need to go turn over onto your hands and knees to get up, then obviously please do. So if we're doing a roll up, pop your hands down the sides of your thighs. Draw your pubic bone to your navel. Start to lift your head off the back of the mat. Just softly tuck your chin in. Use those tummy muscles to work your hands down the back of your thighs up towards your knees. Yeah, and bring yourself up into sitting. Okay, well done.